Welcome to Capital OTB's Daily Report, brought to you by CapitalOTBBet.com. As always, if you need more information about joining CapitalOTBBet.com and taking advantage of everything that wagering platform has to offer, you can swing by CapitalOTB.com to find out everything you need to know. This is the Daily Report for Friday, April 2nd. I'm Seth Merrill. Thanks for joining us. As always at the top, we like to toss out a trivia question, and in honor of Saturday's Bluegrass at Keeneland, we will ask a simple, who was the last horse to win both the Bluegrass and the Kentucky Derby? The last horse to win both the Bluegrass and the Kentucky Derby. Lock in your answer before the end of the show, but if you need a little help, we'll toss out some multiple choice options a little bit later on, so stay tuned for all of that. Now, let's get underway for this Friday, April 2nd edition of the Capital OTB Daily Report.
Fire at Will is down toward the rail, coming to the final furlong. Out a door, here's Fire at Will, who ranges up alongside as they come to the 8th pole. Battleground is a clear run in the center, but work to do as Fire at Will hits the front, coming close to home. And Fire at Will and Ricardo Santana Jr. have done it.
That was Fire at Will capturing the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf last November at Keeneland. He returns to the turf in Keeneland after having debuted his 3-year-old season trying the dirt in the Fountain of Youth. Hey, you got a good 3-year-old or potentially a good 3-year-old, you have to give him a shot on the dirt at this time of year. And in fact, Fire at Will had won an off-the-turf race on the dirt up at Saratoga. So it was worth taking the shot, but the 8th place finish that day by 21 lengths said, hey, let's go back to the turf. So Fire at Will, in the second start of his 3-year-old season, gets back to that turf course where he was so successful last fall in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. I have him on top. It's opening day at Keeneland, and the Grade 3 Transylvania is one of 3 stakes on the afternoon. Field of 6 scheduled to go, and for me, I'll look for Fire at Will to rebound off the Fountain of Youth experiment back on the Keeneland turf. We'll put that one on top for Mike Maker and Tyler Gaffleone. Earl's Rock is kind of interesting for Phil D'Amato, coming in from the West Coast off a couple of wins on the Santa Anita turf so far this season. Scarlet Sky for Shug McGahee, second in the Palm Beach behind Annex, who looked very good following up last weekend. So Annex flatters the close-up second by Scarlet Sky. We'll see what that one can do for Shug, but I'm going to go with Fire at Will on top in the Transylvania. Also on the stake schedule at Keeneland on Friday afternoon. Again, opening day for their spring meet. It's the Beaumont. The Beaumont is for 3-year-old fillies going about 7 furlongs. This is a fun little race. I put Slumber Party on top in the second start for Kelly Breen. Looked very good in the career debut down at Gulfstream. Nice win, always impressive when a horse can win first time out. The second place finisher came back to win in the next start. The buyer figure was very solid, so I'll tilt towards Slumber Party for Kelly Breen, Gary and Mary West. 20 carat, though, for Wesley Ward. 2 for 2 so far, although I will say 2 for 2 under the finish line. The debut effort, the horse got DQ'd and placed second, but followed it up with a maiden breaker. Impressive, improving buyer numbers. Both of those first 2 starts, though, were at Turfway, so tries the real dirt on Friday afternoon, but I'll put that one in the second spot. And Amalfi Princess for Mike Maker. The 3-year-old debut was optional claiming non-winners of one other down at Gulfstream and ran a close-up second. May benefit from that start to begin the season. West Point has Lady Traveler, who could be a little bit interesting for Dale Romans. Farsighted comes off a stakes win down at Gulfstream on a sloppy track. It's, as I say, a fun field in here of the 3-year-old fillies in the Beaumont, but I'll see if Slumber Party can live up to the promise shown in the career debut down at Gulfstream. And finally, stakes action will kick off on Friday in race number 7 at Keeneland with the Turf Sprint. As the name suggests, 5.5 furlongs on the turf. This one for the 3-year-olds. I'm going to take a look at Chasing Artie for Wesley Ward and Ken and Sarah Ramsey. Moved to the turf at Gulfstream last time and was a nice winner to break the maiden in the 3rd career start. This one's cross-entered, however, on Saturday, so we'll see which spot they elect. But if they do decide to go on Friday in the Turf Sprint Stakes race. I'll look for Chasing Artie, but Bodenheimer comes out of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint at Keeneland. It was a poor performance after a nice win in a sprint stake at Keeneland just prior. I'm going to go back to that race 2 back. Now, both of those races were last fall, so fitness is also a question mark, but Bodenheimer, again, in that October Keeneland start, looked pretty good. Fauci, timely name, and lived up to the name in the second career start, which was last July on the Keeneland Turf, sprinting. Subsequently, ran second in a stake at Saratoga, second in a stake at Kentucky Downs. Hasn't been seen since Kentucky Downs in September, but comes back for Wesley Ward and comes back at the scene of his maiden breaker last July on this Keeneland Turf. So Fauci, interesting as well. Fun day at Keeneland, their opening day on Friday, kicking off, as I said, the spring season. And I'm just pulling up my PPs here because Friday also there is stakes action at Aqueduct. I just wanted to alert you to that because that has some nice runners in there too. The Distaff will be race number 7 at Aqueduct on Friday, grade 3 event. But Paris Lights comes back. And if you remember Paris Lights, she showed a lot of promise last year as a 3-year-old filly for Bill Mott. Third in debut, then went to Churchill and won the maiden special weight maiden breaker in the second career start. Churchill allowance event, won that nicely in the third career start. And then up to Saratoga Coaching Club American Oaks in only the fourth career start, she won that. Been on the sidelines since, but the comeback, the 4-year-old comeback of Paris Lights for Bill Mott, the promising 3-year-old filly, in the 7th race on Friday at Aqueduct in the Distaff. So Keeneland, Aqueduct, some interesting stakes action on Friday. There are but 2 of the tracks we will be featuring at Capital OTB, Capital OTB TV, CapitalOTBBet.com, Aqueduct, Keeneland on Friday afternoon, but also Gulfstream, Oaklawn, some Santa Anita in the action a little bit later on Friday evening, Mohawk, Meadowlands, Yonkers, and Hoosier. A lot of fun across the board on Friday at Capital OTB. Do want to alert you to some of the promos, too. There's some on Friday you will want to be aware of. The Bounty Bet returns on Friday, $1,231 in the kitty. You can take your shot at all or part of that bounty by playing the late pick 5 on Friday at Keeneland. Play with your Capital OTB Bet account, and you have your shot at that $1,200 plus in the bounty. That's Friday afternoon. Friday with opening day at Keeneland, there's a track bonus. The 25 highest wagering account holders will get a little bonus put into their account. You can check the website for more information. If you happen to be in the Albany area, you can stop by the Clubhouse Racebook on Friday and take advantage of our Win-A-Bet promotion. That's at 711 Central Avenue in Albany. Same location Saturday for a double promotion. Naira Pick 4 and a match bet, all at the Clubhouse Racebook on Saturday. And online on Saturday, we have a $100 online knockout challenge. Don't forget, you can always check out the website, CapitalOTB.com, for more information as far as promos that are coming up. All right, we hit you with the trivia question at the top of the show. It was, who was the last horse to win the Bluegrass and the Kentucky Derby? As I said at the top, if you have your answer, lock it in. If you need a little help, here are 4 multiple choice options. Was the last horse to win both the Bluegrass and the Kentucky Derby, was it Strike the Gold, Sea Hero, Silver Charm, or Grindstone? Here is the stretch run of the 1991 Kentucky Derby with the answer.
Down the stretch they come. Strike the Gold on the outside with Chris Antley taking command. Along the inside, Best Pal into the second spot. Main Minister is third. Coming 70 yards to the finish and far away from the rail. Strike the Gold wins the Derby by a length and a half.
That's right, the last horse to win both the Bluegrass and the Kentucky Derby was 1991. Strike the Gold, Chris Antley. Nick Zito gets it done. Strike the Gold, the answer of today's trivia question. All right, that wraps it up for this Friday, April 2nd edition of Capital OTB's Daily Report, brought to you by CapitalOTBBet.com. As always, really appreciate your tuning in. Spread the word. Tell the friends. Tell the family. Check out the Daily Report every Monday through Friday, and we appreciate your tuning in today. Enjoy the afternoon of racing. Good luck. We'll see you next time.